Shalom, shalom. Here we go again. Here we go. Welcome to Mother Africa Be Calling. It's your brother, Bezalel Yehuda Yisrael, also known as Eric. Ha! Hit that like button, hit that like button. So check it out. Listen. If you are mad about your BGE bill, your electric bill, hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right? If you sick of our politicians lying to you and not helping you out, hit that like button. Hit that like button. I mean, hit the like button for me to grow this channel. Hit that like button. Okay. So today, I decided to do a spinoff of my last video where I went into this up-and-coming neighborhood that is located close to the neighborhood where I grew up. So now I said, why not just go ahead and show people where I grew up. Cherry Hill, legendary place. It's low-income public housing, which we call the projects, but you have a lot of important people who you call important or well-to-do people that came out of this place. A lot of good came out of this place. I know some bad came out of it, but a lot of good came out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you right here. This right here, look. Bethune, this is where it started for me, okay? Bethune and Spelman, right here, Bethune and Spelman, right here. They call this the bottom of the hill, right? And so, right here, I thought it would be right for me to take you to the place where I started out, okay? I mean, you know, I'm talking about infancy. I started right here, 3406. 3406. Okay, I started right here, 3406 Spelman Road, 3406 Spelman Road. This is it right here, this house right here. This is where my grandmother, she was here, and my mother and my uncles and everybody grew up in this house right here. And so my mother brought me home from the hospital. I know she brought me here back in 1967, a long time ago. This house, a lot went down in here. You know, my uncles, my grandmother, and you know, she had 6 children, 7, 6, something like that. But anyway, that's not important. Anyway, right here, look, I played, me and my friends, we played down here many a day. We had so much fun down here. The families all around here. I mean, we were out all day, all through the night. Right now it's just quiet down here, but they kind of redid, polished these up a little bit. They look better too. I see how they painted the railings, put new railings up, put the porch roof is new too. They nice, and they put new roofs on the top. It looks pretty good. Anyway, but right here, I just thought that I would start up right here. I'm gonna walk around back so we can see what the back look like, and let you see what the back look like. This right here, this apartment building, I'm gonna give you a little story off this apartment building right here, and to talk about my uncle, okay? Give me a second. Let's get around the back and let me show you what the back look like. These dumpsters right here used to always, I mean, just stuff all on the outside of them, I can remember. And I mean, sometimes the smell would come off it, and so, you know, somebody would set it on fire just to kill the smell. You can see they look like it been set on fire again. But this the back right here. This the rear of the house that I grew up in. My best friend Anthony, he grew up down here, and you see him on my videos. He was on the last video. We still hanging. We've been friends since I can remember I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. That's the back, that's the rear of the house I grew up in right there. You see it right there. That's the rear of it. 3406. But I used to come right out that door right there, And my homeboy Anthony, he lived right in this house right here. And he would come out, man, and we used to do all them flips and backflips and stuff. Play football, basketball. It's a basketball court right here. The Sanders used to live right here. But anyway, this used to be a basketball court, but they didn't pick the cement up, planted some trees, and put grass back there. That field back there was a basketball court. We played on that. And then there's some train tracks behind those trees. So the train used to be right there. There's a line down right here. Wow. So anyway, I just wanted you all to see that. But this right here, the projects, right? That's where I grew up. Cherry Hill. Yeah. So now, stay tuned. I'm gonna ride you around a little bit. I'm gonna take you to another spot that once my mother broke away from her mother and got her own project. And I went there with her for, you know, I would go back and forth from my mother's house to my grandmother's house, but most of the time I stayed here with my grandmother while my mother, she worked. So I would stay right here in this house, 3406, Spelman Road, 3406. So yeah, but my mom, she had, you know, she got on her feet and she got her own project, and you know, and I lived up there with her, and I'm gonna take you to that spot. I guess once, maybe when I got maybe like from age of four to I got in the 6th grade, but I stayed down here most of the time because my mother would go to work, and she would just drop me off, or if she didn't drop me off, I would just stay with my grandmother. I wouldn't even go home to my mother's house. So you know, I had two homes. All right, so I'm gonna drive up there, and I'm gonna let you see some sights while I'm driving up. That's how close it was, because I will walk down here. Let me put my seatbelt on. Give me a second. I don't want to make this video too long, so but I'm gonna let you see some of the sights. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you see as I drive what it looks like. I want you to see it. Yay! So there it is. Now this is the distance. I just want you all to see the distance from my grandmother's house to my mom's apartment. Say I probably was about 3 or 4 years old. But anyway, check it out. It's called Coppin Court up here. This is Coppin Court. See how quick I got here? I got here real fast. Guess I'll pull back here. Like there's a truck up there and the dumpsters. So I'm gonna go up to this apartment right here and take a look. Been a many years since I actually, let me see if I can go inside the apartment. It's been many years since I did it. So look, yeah, I just see how quick I got from one place to the other. So I used to walk. When I got old enough, I would walk back and forth from my mother's to my grandmother's. All right, so right here, this is it right here. 912 Coppin Court. Yeah, I must have gotten, my mother must have got this place, I think, when I was again like around 3 or 4 years old, 4. Sorry about the dumpsters. He emptying the dumpster. See, emptying the dumpster. That's where the noise comes from. But right here. This is where. Right here. This is where I used to sit on this little porch right here. Sit on this porch right here. And hold on. Yep. So here we go. Right here. This building right here. I don't know if I can get in. I just want to see what the hallway look like. I haven't been here in a long time. Oh yeah. Wow, this is it right here, y'all. Walk in right here, and this right here, this used to be, look like they're working on it right here. This was my apartment right here. It's nice too. The wood floor down like. Hey brother, how you doing? I used to live here, man. It's alright if I do my video in here?
Feel free, man. I don't need anything.
This is serious, man. I can't. Wow, it looks so much different. It looks good, bro. Wow. Wow, look at this inside here. Oh man, this is nice. They redid the kitchen and everything. Yeah, so look at the floors, y'all. They even put down like some, it look like wood, but it's, I think it's ceramic. But yeah, wow, this is really nice.
I had to move for them to renovate.
I'm telling you, bro. Actually, I grew up in here as a child. I was like,
in the same apartment?
This same apartment. This one right here. I was 4 years old when I came up in here.
Damn.
This me and my mother, and we left when I was like in the 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 2-bedroom right here. So you can see right here. This look, the closet and everything. They really did these places nice. Man, still got the radiator heat right there. How you doing there, sister? I've got a closet right here. Man, these places are real nice. Look at that. Check out this bathroom with the shower. None of this was like this when I was here. Of course, I was here in the 70s. Wow, so this right here would have been my bedroom right here. I guess, yeah. Man. Yeah. So right here with the living room. That's the kitchen, living room. Nice. Yeah, bro. So they redoing all of them, or they had already did?
Only the ones that people move out of, they renovate.
People do what?
When you move out, they renovate.
When they move out, okay. Yeah, so anyway, y'all, just to let you know, I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So it's called Mother Africa, be calling my channel. And so I just, a lot of times I'm in and out of Africa, and I push us returning back to the motherland. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, thank you for letting me show the apartment. I appreciate it. All right, y'all have a good day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was nice. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Let me see the apartment. So look, check it out. That's the basement apartment right there. All right. Man, I could live in there. It was never nice like that. The mailbox right up front. There's your dumpsters. Yeah, so it was a group in Cherry Hill called the Little Beavers. One of the Little Beavers is like 5 or 6 members, I believe. One of them lived right here on that corner house right here. Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. Yep. And they made a song that is definitely infamous. It was called Ebony Prince. It's a beautiful song. You can Google it and pull it up on YouTube, right? So, yeah, I just want y'all to see right here, it's a hill. And I would go down this hill right here, and I would be right down where, at my grandmother's place. Once I go down this hill right here. Yeah. So anyway, it's Cherry Hill, y'all. This place is known to have, a toughness to it. Some gangsters come out of here. That type of city life activity where it's a struggle and, people, not to be played with, right? So anyway, all right, so I was gonna tell y'all about something about that one apartment. I said I'm gonna tell you later that I showed y'all at first, the apartment that was across from my grandmother's. All right, so my uncle lived there. He had a girlfriend, right? He had a girlfriend, and I was young. He lived there, right? And he was my uncle was about that business. He definitely, I would say that he didn't bother nobody. He was, now that's what I call a true, this is what I call a true gangster, right? Somebody who do what they do, right? And it's nothing really to brag about, but I'm gonna just be straightforward. If you're gonna be out in the streets and you're gonna be doing stuff and getting into stuff and doing illegal stuff, but don't do it in your backyard, right? And do it to your people and make your people suffer and, you know, like robbing your own people, people around you, or robbing your own community. You know, my uncle, you know, I not to put all his business out there, but he went out and what he did, you know, outside of his community. He wasn't a threat to his own community, you know what I mean? So people who, you know, maybe have fallen victim to him were like, you know, the railroads, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, like, you know, to hit the trains and stuff like that, you know. And I'm saying that, you know, this is back in the 60s and 70s. But I'm saying, you know, and I'm not saying that it was right, but I'm saying you got people who come in there and they hurt their own community, rob from the poor. I ain't saying you shouldn't rob or take from anybody, but I'm simply saying is that, you know, how tough are you, or how gangster you when you take from the poor, people who are already in a struggle. And I'm not saying take from anybody, but I'm simply saying, and then you want to get a reputation and credit for being a thug or being tough or a gangster when you only meddling with people who are already victimized by poverty and everything, right? And and people are pretty much your family because you live among them, and then you go and you rob and deal with them and deal treacherously with them. But then the people who basically put us in this situation by, you know, their economic policies and their you know, racism. They put us in remote locations, and they withheld opportunities from us. So we populate these locations that are high in poverty, right? But, you know, their establishments are protected, right? But my uncle was the type that he went and if he would do something, he would take from them, right? So, and I'm not saying it was right, but I'm just simply saying that I will say that's what I call a stand-up man. Now, I'll give him credit because he wasn't all into his own, taking from his own people and doing stuff like that. And when he went to jail, he ain't bothered no. He ain't come home, call home begging for people to help him, all that. He just did whatever he did his time, and he, you know, came on home, you know. And you know, one time, well, this is, I knew about some of his stuff, but, you know, he had a girlfriend, and this dude molested his stepdaughter, you would call it, right? Come on, man. And then the dude had to talk some smack, right, to him. So my uncle wasn't to be played with. And I'm gonna just say this: a person saw me one time. They said, "Hey, man," they said, "Your uncle is so and so." I said, "Yeah, you know, your uncles, man, they was something, man." He was like, he had a lot of like respect for him. He said, "Yeah, I seen him." Say, "Yeah, man, you know." Told dude that did something to his stepdaughter, you know, he molested or whatever. And he said the dude was talking smack. He said, man, he cut his throat right there in the street. Cut his throat. It's true. Dude died right there on the spot. My uncle took care of that. And I'm not saying that, you know, sometimes the Most High will use who he used. He got something for you. The dude that did that was a treacherous dude, and so, you know, he was doing a lot of dirt, right? He was a killer. So now I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm saying this not to brag on my uncle, but I'm gonna brag on Yah. One thing that I know about Yah, that I understand from reading that Bible and understanding how he works. See, the Most High, when he calls that breath out of you, he will send a sword, right? So then that dude was living a foul life. And so with the Most High, I believe, allowed that to happen to him. He had somebody there that was time enough for him, right? So the Most High sent a sword, right? So and ain't it ironic that he got his neck cut? That's a sword. So if you read in Romans, I think it's chapter, I think it is Romans, maybe the 13th chapter. I don't know exactly right off the top of my head what chapter, but in Romans it says that, you know, it talks about the Most High. Talking about the government, he has given the government the authority, you know, to bring about his wrath for those who want to live outside his commandments and act up. It says the government does not bear the sword in vain. Well, I'm not saying that my uncle is the government, but there is a governing of things. You reap what you sow. So sometimes the Most High will call your number. He'll put somebody out there that's time enough for you. Now, you won't go around raping little girls and then you knew that you was a killer and everybody's scared of you. Then you got somebody like my uncle, big ups to him, to say, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an end and then deal with the consequences, because you know he had to go to jail for it. But praise the Most High, the Most High didn't make him do that much time, you know. And so my mother got a lawyer for him, and, you know, he didn't do a lot of time for it, but he did something for it. But I'm just simply saying that's how it goes. That's how it was out here, you know. So anyway, that was just a little story for you all. I am going to now take some riding around so y'all can just see. I'm gonna drive around so y'all can see the rest, the place. But yeah, I had 4 uncles that spent a lot of time, you know, in my life. We had some good times. My grandmother had 3 sons, and then her brother is my uncle, my great uncle, and we all, you know, we one family, and you know, and I grew up watching them, learning from them, you know, how to conduct myself, and so anyway, let me let y'all see some of this. All right, I'm gonna drive around some so you can see what the neighborhood looks like. It's kind of quiet out here today. It's not like it used to be. It used to really be a lot of people outside all the time, and it was a lot of fun. So, all right, let me show you my school. So this is the school as we ride down here. This right here is the school that I attended, elementary school, right here. It's called 163. Well, it was called 163, but now I see that it says South Baltimore Adult High School. Adult High School, wow. But this school right here, this is me right here. This is where I went to kindergarten up until the 6th grade, right here. This school right here. Let's see, 163. That's what we call it. Patapsco Elementary, aka 163. Yeah, those steps right there. See those steps right there? That's where I took my graduation pictures. Kindergarten and 6th grade. And then right here, where this field is, I'm coming right here. See what it look like? It look like some kind of panels or something for solar or something. But right there used to be some trailers. That was the pre-kindergarten. I went there too. I think I went there. I don't know. But I went to a nursery school before I even went into the kindergarten or pre-kindergarten. There was a nursery school up here that I went to, and I'm just driving, letting you look at the community right here. You know, I'm not going to go through the whole community, but I want you to see. They redid these houses too and made them look real good. They even got like picture windows on them. Wow, they nice. They got their own private back. Look like some storage space in the back of them too. So, you know, shout out to some of the people who had this done, you know, that maybe council people that at least they looked out for this area, you know. All right, so this right here is called St. Veronica. This church been here for a long time right here. And this is where I went to nursery school, right here. Used to ride little tricycles. They would, at recess time, they allowed us to ride little tricycles right here. And I want to show y'all another place that, you know, once we became young, you know, men, 18, 19, 20, me and my friends, we used to hang out all down the bottom of the hill where I showed you too. But like in my early adult, late teen years, this place right here, we all hung out. I'm gonna take you to it. Yeah, check it out. And we had a lot of fun. So we played basketball throughout the day a lot of times. Up at the school I left called 163, they had a recreation center inside of it. And I gotta give Mr. Brown his props. So we called him Bean. We called him Bean, but Mr. Brown, he was really a soldier for the Most High. Listen, a lot of us right now are where we are because this man took time to deal with us. You know, he gave us something to do, to play basketball and everything, and he would referee and, you know, spend time with us showing us positive and, you know, showing us positivity and, you know, just putting up with us, because some of us was bad now. And Mr. Brown, he had patience. I mean, he had the patience of Job. I mean, he would put up with us, you know, in his calm manner. No matter how bad you might have been, Mr. Brown was calm about dealing with you. And man, that's true love, man. He was always there for us to make sure that we came up into, you know, that recreation center and had a nice place to enjoy ourselves in a safe environment and play sports and, you know, games and ping pong. But this spot right here, this is Claflin Court off of Big Spellman right here, right? So we hung up here. A lot of us hung up out of here, boy. This is where it used to happen, right here at Aunt Curlin houses. We called her Aunt Curlin. My boy Doc, you know, that's his aunt, right? But she was everybody's aunt, you know. She looked out for all of us, you know. She loved every one of us, man. Even those that wasn't hers, man. That house right there, 2713. I had to drive up here because great memories, you know. You know, a lot of us, she kept us out of jail too. You know, a lot of, you know, you had mothers like that, praise the Most High, that the Most High had her there for us, you know, that she helped us out a lot, you know. So she was there for us, you know, like because the system, you know, was set up just to, you know, put us, all it was set up just to, you know, put us in prison, you know. And, you know, you had people like her that countered that. You know what I mean? She, you know, she passed away, but, you know, her memory is here. Hallelujah. You know, so I ain't gonna never forget her, you know. Plus she's my, you know, one of my best friends. Another one, KJ, I call him KJ. Keith Jones, that's his mother. And my boy Doc, that's his aunt. So, you know, we all still friends. We just family. We may be like not family by blood, but we are family, you know what I mean? Like, we're friends and forever, brothers forever. You know, we went through a lot together, through the period of the big drug war on drugs. We went through all that stuff. We went through that stuff. It was not easy, right? It wasn't easy. They made sure that you know, the young men were not able to get, you know, jobs and stuff like that, but they then allow drugs to be, you know, pushed all over the city in the black areas, right? So, you know, you can't get a job, but the drugs was plentiful to sell, right? And so, you know, I mean, you know, you could say people didn't have to do it. Well, here's the thing right here, right? Let's be real. No money and you're a grown man and your mother's saying you gotta do something, right? And you trying, right? But you can't. The unemployment rate is high as hell, you know, and so it's tough to get a job. But then somebody's saying, well, you can make some quick money, and it's sitting right there. And I'm not making excuses, but let's be realistic. People are going to take opportunity to try to make some money, right? That thing was all a setup, man. It was all a setup. And that's what caused them prisons to get filled up. And, you know, with a lot of the young men that I grew up with, and, you know, kind of destroyed their lives. So, you know, but if they had jobs available and the schools were set to, you know, to produce young men and women with skills, you know, so when they come out of school, they could do something to make an income. You know, they made sure that wasn't done. You know, they made sure that you came out of school, all you knew is Christopher Columbus discovered America, which is hogwash, you know, and stuff that was irrelevant, instead of making sure you had some skills, you know what I mean? I used to live in this house, 2361 right here, when I was like, we moved from the other place when I was like 11, and I stayed down here for some years, down in this area right here. So anyway, now I'm gonna come down to the end of the video. So, I gotta also, before that, I wanna show you the shopping center too, that we all did everything up. You know, we had a doctor's office up there, we had movie theater, We had, you know, clothing stores, supermarket. We didn't have to leave this place. All right, so there it is. This school right here, this right here is my junior high school. This is where I went for junior high. It's called 180. It was 180, right? It's New Era Academy now, but it was 180. So anyway, that's where I went to junior high. Now they call it middle school. All right, so let me take you up finally to the shopping center. We'll get there. Oh, the new housing is right over here, across this water right here, across that bridge is the new housing that I showed you in the last video. So you could walk right here across this bridge and you get to all that new development, okay? And so this area right here is all by the water. So this area is on the come up too. So, you know, people are investing because, you know, where there's water, it's always going to be some money, worth money, because this is all waterfront property. All right, so let me take you to the shopping center area. Just stay tuned. Okay, I'm here at the shopping center right here. That used to be back over there where it say Family Dollar right here. That used to be the supermarket for everybody. At the barber shop right here, liquor store, a bunch of other stores. Right here on the corner, it says Safe Streets right there, but it used to be the sub shop. But now they got pharmacies, they got all kinds of stuff up here. And across the street was a barber shop as well. That was Hilltop, Mr. Norton. But now right here, I'm gonna go here, this right here is now Hilltop. But used to be Mr. Heavy's. Right here, Mr. Heavy's, right here. Barber shop with Kazi, one of the best barbers that ever walked the face of the earth. Right here, this is where we used to come and just, you know, kick it and spend a lot of time conversing and, man, talking about things and enjoying it. Grew up just getting our hair cut here and everything. This right here used to be the place right here. Hello. Is Zorb here? Zorb gone out?
He's sitting right in his car.
In the car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, this is the barber shop here. Right here. Yeah, so this barber shop right here is where we went. All right, y'all. So now they got a Chase Bank up here, all kinds of stuff, you know. But anyway, this used to be a movie theater right here where it say Cherry Hill Center. All right, so we had the clothing store right here. This used to be a clothing store right here where the bank is, Chase Bank. And this right
Other
here,
time just made us
right
mind
here, this building
time.
right here used to be a movie theater. Across the street, I
Cause the
think it
days
was a
don't
roller skating ring at one time.
long
So
enough.
everything was here. But I'm gonna close out.
And I'm
Thanks for
tired of
watching.
wasting
Like, share,
time.
subscribe. Look, hit that like button.
What if
Or
now's
run
the
up the numbers, hit
time
that
to
like button. If
just
you
try
enjoyed
to
this,
fly?
hit the like button. Also, just
I
run
don't
up the
wanna
numbers for me
say
so I can keep it
that I
going, you
wasted
know?
my life
So anyway,
when I could
I
have
will be going
found
back
what
over
was
to
waiting
Motherland
for
soon.
me.
While I'm
Yeah.
here, give you a little bit
What
of
if it's not
things
what I'm
to
thinking?
see
It could be much
the whole
more
time.
than
Shalom,
that.
shalom.
It